It's because when anybody says, you know, if I say I'm visually impaired, they go, "Are you okay?" I'm like, watch my lips. I'm blind, I'm not deaf. And I swear to God, ask my sister and her boyfriend and anybody that knows me that goes to P. Bruins games. I carry these with me all the time. They're earplugs. It's because when I'm ready to ask where I can, you know, where an exit is or something that I'm visually impaired, I'll go, okay, hold on. I gotta put those in. All right, you can tell me now. Well, thanks you for being here. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate your support so much. And so just yesterday, I had to go into an appointment in an office. And this is just a quick example of what happened with what I just shared, is that as she calls me in to the back, it's like, you know, waiting room, and this, you know, whole office of like the cubicles. And so she goes, "There's only me and one other person in the waiting room. I'm sensitive to your ears, so." She goes, "Jerry!" I'm like, "Oh, right here, I'm 5 feet from you." So she pulls me in the, you know, I walk past her. I'm not walking. Imagine me walking past her. And as I'm passing her, imagine this, I'm walking past her. She's over here. She goes, "Can you go over there, please?" And I'm like, "I'm visually impaired. Hold on." "I'm visually impaired. Could you really, you know, show me where to go?" I can't hear myself. But, so she just says, "Over there!" And I'm like, first of all, again, I'm not deaf. And plus you're behind me now. That's even worse. Saying "over there." Where the hell's over there? So I go, you know, and Heather and anybody else who you know that has a vision problem, whether it be macular degeneration that the foundation is fighting hard which has some treatments, by the way, sliding some education as I'm making you laugh, hopefully. And so anyway, we try hard. I mean, I'm like, as she's yelling at me, "Over there," you know, it's like, it's a government worker, by the way, so they're not the best happy people. Yay, hate government people. Woo! Unless you're working there, then I'm sorry. So, you know, obviously we work harder because at that moment, in those few seconds, those very fast seconds that are going by, as she said, "Over there!" I'm looking and I'm like, my eyes are just, my right eye is just going crazy because it's the only eye I use. And so I'm going, and I think I see an opening. So I go to it. Yeah, I won the lottery. That's the cubicle I needed to go in. So that's just one example of the yelling. And so I want to share something else too. And not by raising your hands, and if Heather comes up and asks you a question, don't raise your hands, because I can't see you. So if I ask you a question, you need to applaud for me to know that you're raising your hand. But you can't raise your hand. So, has anybody ever seen a blind person driving on the highway, your local streets, through drive-thrus? I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I hit you, right? So I want to ask you a question. Have you noticed, and if you haven't noticed, pay attention next time you do this. Why is there Braille on drive-thru ATM machines? I'm not driving. She's not driving. And I'll tell you, it's like, the thing doesn't talk to you. So why is there Braille? It's like, I could be pressing 100 at once, I don't know. Oh, thanks, I don't know what I have, but okay. So, you know, next time you go through a drive-thru ATM, feel those buttons. Make some friends with those buttons. And then turn to whoever you're with and press those buttons. All right. So, and here's something I want to do. I really want to do, and if I do, I'm going to post it and put it on YouTube. And I want to video it and then do it, because I really want to see someone's reaction. I want to, one day, hopefully soon, before I'm totally blind, so I can enjoy it, I want to go through a fast food drive-thru, and then just do the normal process, you know, order, because they still can't see you. And then, just before we get to the window, stop the car. Whoever's driving, whether it be Tim, it won't be Heather, my sister, or any friend, Julie, Lydia, Mark, Melanie. I want to stop and I want to get out and exchange seats into the driver's seat. And I want to do this. We're going to go and I want to, you know, I can tap the gas. You know, they can control the steering wheel. I want to do the Stevie Wonder figure 8. And by the way, this is my sister's cane. I'm stubborn. Maybe I should use one because I have no peripheral. I'm night blind. Can't depth perception. Maybe I should use one. This is all tangled. But anyway, when we pull up, this is what I want to do. I want to just let it unfold. Does this look familiar, guys? I can't believe I just did that. He's sober! And I'm sober. You can't have fun sober. So I want to, you know, do the figure 8, and I want to take the cane, let it unfold, you know, at them, though. Imagine I'm not moving, remember, I can't move. So imagine there's a window over there. And I want to unfold it, and I'm going to go with the window. Go, where, are you open? Where is it? Are you open? And then when it opens, it's going to go right through the window. And I'm going to be doing this. Can I have my arm, please? Now. I'll have to let my sister do this. I'm not used to that thing. Sometimes it's stiff, sometimes it's limp, who knows? And I'm single, by the way, so I have no personal relationship with anybody to make fun of that, so I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. Just my cat. But she's a girl, so she doesn't have that problem. So, and one more thing, one of the examples I want to share is that it also, being visually impaired / legally blind / blind. By the way, I want to see it illegally blind. Why is it legal? At least I won't get arrested. I never get that term. It's like, I'm legally blind. Woohoo! I'm not going to be in jail because I'm legally blind and not illegally blind. Someone Google that and then send that information to me because I'd really, really like to know that. But, well, I can use Braille on my iPhone. Everything's going touchscreen for the blind! But being visually impaired can also backfire. There's a lot of funny stories, but they're not funny at the time. So when we were younger, Heather and I were twin sisters, identical twins. She's 5 minutes older, but acts like it's 5 years. You're welcome. So we were, you know, as you can tell, tomboyish, you know, my short haircut. I'm not gay, I'm just lazy. I'm a dude, but no. And by the way, if you want to see the back of the shirt, just while I'm talking. I don't want to talk to you like this, but it's just the Blind Faith t-shirt that we wore last year. And just a side note, I want to thank Mark and Lydia. They're part of our Team Blind Faith last year. Thank you so much, guys. And, so I'll just finish with two quick things. The backstory fire. The backfire story. I want to do it backwards. Like this. So we were, like I was getting at, I've never been into like flowers and jewelry and nice fashiony clothes and let's go to the clothes store and walk around forever and buy nothing. So there was I don't know if any of you are from Warwick area, but way back in the, what was it, late 80s, Meadowbrook Plaza had Benny's, Cost Plus, the movie store, all these great plaza that no longer exists except Stop and Shop and Fantastic Sam's, CVS, McDonald's. But anyway, so Heather, our friend Tracy, and I think there was another friend, maybe her friend Carrie, but they all wanted to go into the Rainbow store, the clothes store. And we had just left CVS. I had a big bag of stuff. I don't know. Look at me, it was probably candy going into the movies after. So I had this big bag, and I'm not gonna pace, but imagine me pacing. I didn't want to be on the floor because I wanted you all to see all this. But you can laugh, it's okay. So, I'm pacing back and forth with the bag. I'm like, oh. I passed by Heather. She's like, come on. Oh, are you done yet? How many times are you gonna look at that shirt? Jeez. And so I'm walking by, and our friend Tracy had our Warwick Vets jacket on, where we went for half a year before we were yanked to West Greenwich. So, and I'm walking by, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna find Tracy, and I'm gonna do something. And I had this bag. I mean, I swear, it was a big bag, like, you won the lottery at CVS or something. It's pretty big and heavy. So I go past this girl, same hair, Vets jacket. Uh-huh. And I go, whack. she turns around. And because of the vision problem, who I thought was Tracy did not sound like Tracy. What did you just do? I went, oh, you're not Tracy. No, I'm not. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm blind. She's like, yeah, you're right, yeah. Jerk. I'm like, really, I am. I don't want to prove it, but I am. So it can backfire. There's probably a lot more funny stories that we both can think of about that, but it can backfire. But like I said, at the time, it's not funny. I wanted to get the hell out of there. I'm like, Heather, we're going. And I'm like, Tracy, wherever you are, get over here. So, just as I'm closing, I just want to end and say, from all of my heart, I don't know why people use just the bottom. It's like, oh, just the upper quadrants of my heart, the top right section. I'm like, what the hell's it just with the bottom? I'm only good enough for the shit on the bottom? I love making Billy laugh behind me. It's like my ass is laughing.
Your ass never smelled so good.
I use deodorant. No. But anyway, I don't want to keep, going on. I've way past that time limit. But sincerely, Heather and I are just, when I asked Billy to do this, I said, would you ever consider doing a comedy for a cause for the Foundation Fighting Blindness for our Boston Vision Walk, which takes place in October in Boston.